Hello, hey. Today is April 9th, probably. Hopefully I'll have the store ready to open this week. No, hopefully, heck no. I have to open it up this week. I'll do my best to get the orders filled accordingly. And I know I'll probably spend a lot more time filling up orders than what it should be, but we're just in that situation of I need the store opened, and I'm trying to get the minifigs uploaded, but we still don't have the Star Wars completed yet, and I have Harry Potter to finish as well, and then there's a whole bunch of others that are kind of miscellaneous, but so pretty much down on that end. We'll start with the bricks, and then we get into plates, and we get into the larger plates. When I say larger plates, I'm talking anything like over like a 3x3, 3x4s. I don't think, you know what I'm talking about. 4x4s, 6x10s, 12x12s. That's what all of these are in here. I have some that are just in these drawers like that. The tiles, they're all through here. Foliage for trees. These are more the modified bricks up in this area. More modified plates. I said modified bricks, modified plates. A lot of wedge shaped plates as well. That area right there has to move, but they're more of, you can almost see what they are, that style. But I know I kind of have that mixed up right now. I was really trying to get some space in here, and I finally have, but I think by doing that, I also caused myself some confusion on trying to move stuff, and maybe I split it in half and moved it one spot to another. But so everything in the boxes are parts that need to be they don't need to be nothing. They're just going to stay there. They're all Lego sets that are still in boxes. Some older ones, a lot of Speed Champions, a lot of sets, a lot of Star Wars sets. But again, nothing more than, I'd say, 5 years old. Yeah, I'd say within 5 years. So a lot of them, I've just been holding on to last maybe 4-5 years at the max. A lot are just from last 2 years. There's just a lot of different sets in there. Even though I have some kind of sorted up through there. You can see the NASA Space Station. No, that's the Discovery. Even what's that? That's Justifier. I have a bunch of Justifiers. There's a lot of sets in here that they're just, new sealed sets. Maybe there's like 20, 30 in a box. Some of them I have noted, some I don't. On this side, it's like there, I'll have the set number. I don't know what those are, but believe it or not, I do have a lot of classic sets as well. I mean, you can see here on the end, just for parts, part outs, because when you part those out, and you can part out maybe 20 of them, it's the ideal situation compared to some other sets that you might part out only 5 or 10, maybe 5 in my case would be about the norm. Some sets I probably could do 20, but with classic I do it very different. I think I have only like 5 different type of classic sets that I use for parts out, because I think the parts in them is what I'm going after. I would like to have that in my store for people to build with. I really love some of the parts in here. So Oh, what's that? Now over here, these will be all minifigs and CMFs. So you can kind of see it's like Rubley had it. We should note it for what bin it is, what tray number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then each tray is numbered 1 through 16, 1 through 18, sorry. And so someone says, hey, I need number 5, bin 4, then you'd have that number in there. You can pull it right out which one it is. So that way, I mean, minifigs, you just have to treat them differently. So we have them in this set here, and then having them in here keeps them like super clean. I don't have to worry about anything with being dusty or anything like that. And then we put the little padding pieces in there so they'll stay in there nice and comfortable. And that's the way that'll work out. That's my scale. I haven't set up yet. So if it's not marked as I haven't done them yet. We have a lot of ones that I just haven't gotten to. Why that's not marked, I don't know. It should be. Same thing with all these sets. Oh gosh. Over here, you can kind of see it's a mixture of a lot of things, but all the bags pretty much in there. And I have a bunch of those. I don't know what you call them. The Ninjago City. There's 4 different ones, so pretty much that's it. And all of these boxes here is where I keep all the extra minifigs of the CMFs, 25s, D&D, Marvel, Harry Potter, Looney Tunes, you know, Disney stuff. Now, I don't, again, I keep saying this, but just, I don't have things that are like 7 years old. What would be the oldest thing I have is probably, I had some Slave Ones. I had a couple of the Betrayal Cloud Cities. So that's about as far back as it goes with what I have still here. I do have another storage with some Legos in them, and I don't quite know what's in them. And I haven't gotten back there to go through that and see really what's all in there, but I don't think there's like a whole bunch in there. I know there's some Saturn V rockets in there. Yeah, I can't think what else. So we got some Sanctums up there from, yeah, Mickey. The Mickey ones up there. These are all sets. I mean, in the perfect world, if I get all this done, like I said, build that section, finish it up, build the next section, you can put such of a large quantity into one of these trays. It's literally, it's like taking that whole unit and that unit and putting them all together is what you can put into one of those. So, and it's the same access when you're pulling out a drawer, whether it's a drawer with 1 or pulling out a drawer that has 32 in it, you're pulling out the same drawer. But then I would be able to just start parting these out instead of trying to sell them as sets. I hear people, you know, they're right. Your sets do bring more money if you think about how much time you spend parting out. But then you really, it's that pride of your store of you want to have a huge variety of parts and quantities to really be able to kind of, you know, give a great customer experience of what you need. I was shocked how often I would go into people's stores and I'm just like, I couldn't find much of what I wanted. I'd find one or a couple things I'd want, but then you're trying to meet a certain threshold and you're looking at, well, what else can I get? And there's just not much there. And then others, they do have that, but they charge a lot. I'm trying to keep all my prices at the lowest on Bricklink or close to it. They'll be on that same page of the lowest prices. That's almost a guarantee. I can pretty much vouch for that. I would also like to put it out there that if anybody, and I don't know how to do this, but when I get on the Bricklink store open, if anybody finds a part that's on my Bricklink store that's actually cheaper on the lego.com store, I'll match it. And then I'll give a discount on top of that for just letting me know so I can revise that pricing, because, that's a favor to me. If you find, I don't know, let's say those tiles or something like that, and they're selling them for a different price than I have them listed. Let's say I had them for 10 cents, but you can buy them actually on lego.com for 5 cents or 8 cents. Let me know, because I'll definitely change it, and I'll definitely, credit the person, somehow with a discount on their order for letting me know that, because I don't ever want that to be the case. Never. And as Bricklink stores, except for certain exceptions, and I'll explain, you should never have a part that's more expensive than what Lego sells it for. Now, with all the scenarios, I understand there's a lot of exceptions with that. And some people should realize is, if I have a certain piece and I'm listing it for a certain amount, and then next thing you know, they release it into a classic set, it's going to be cheaper. They might have it up in their inventory, but it wasn't when I listed the item. So that can happen quite often, believe it or not. They're always adding to their list of parts as well. The time scenario, I understand, like, hey, if it takes them so much time to get the same part to a customer, but you're shipping it out within maybe 2 days, I still don't think you should charge more for it. It should be the same price, because, we do want not only the orders, but we want to make sure that we can buy the same parts. If you shipped out your parts to a customer who's, I need, I don't know what to say. I'll just pick something kind of dumb, but let's say something like this, right? And it takes them, it's going to be 2 months before the part can be sent to you by Lego. And it's a 25-cent piece. And then I turn around, and on my store, I have it listed for 50 cents, but I can send it to you in 2 days. I still say no. It should be whatever it is, 25 cents. If that's what Lego has it as, I'll ship it out in 2 days. That's great. I'll just order them from Lego. I'll get the parts, and I'll be paying the same price. And where's the profit in that? There is none. There is no profit in it. And sometimes I don't think everything has to be done for a profit. If you want to get really nitty gritty about it, I'd still say you're making money, because if you really think about it, you're not actually paying that price per se. You might order a quantity that gets you the gift with purchase that might get you 10% back. Maybe you're also using Rakuten or credit card points. And so you add all that stuff up, you're not paying exactly the same price. And it's not that many items. So we all know that as Bricklink sellers that, there are a lot of items that we have that Lego store, you can order it, but it's not that vast majority that we're overpriced compared to them. Matter of fact, that's the big thing, is we sell things usually a lot cheaper than what Lego sells it for. It's kind of crazy if you have to get some parts and you're like, why they charge so much? But that's great for us and why we have Bricklink, Brickowl, a lot of others possibilities on how to do things. So that's where I'm at. Thanks again. I'll be up this week. It is Thursday. It'll be Friday tonight, and that's the thing. It'll be this weekend. I'm sure I'll be opened up. Probably, if I'm smart, I would be doing it by Friday tomorrow. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous. But I think if I can get this kind of sorted on where things are, that's fine. If I have to like pull out a bunch of trays to get to the parts, I don't expect to get many orders. I might not even get any orders. I kind of like, I'm so much procrastinating for things, and then I might not even get the orders. So that's the other part, right? We have to think about. Alrighty, well, wish you all the best. Again, it's RJ Cosmic Bricks. I need to say that more often. We actually did get an order yesterday, so that was actually great, but it was actually through eBay. So somebody wanted a TIE Fighter helmet, TIE Fighter pilot helmet. I have several of them. I don't know exactly how many, but I think I have about 8 or 9 of them, and I just put one up, sold like within an hour. So I don't know if I thought I sold it for a fair price, and hopefully they're happy with it, and that's good for me too. So we'll have plenty of bills coming up soon too, right? Alrighty, thanks again. Bye bye.